Well, war brings out the best and the worst in people. It involves culture, traditions, faith, emotion, family, and resilience, which can make for a very compelling story. Our next guest has taken the horrors of World War II from the perspective of the Greeks once. Now he is taking us back with his fourth novel. It is publishing day for Christopher Cosmos. He is kind enough to be here with us talking about The Island of Ghosts and Dreams. Christopher, thank you so much for being back. Congratulations, book number 4.
Thank you so much. This is book number 4, and for every single one, we have been right here with you, and we'd have it no other way.
Well, we appreciate it very much. So let's talk about this story. We are going back to Greece, back to World War II.
Yes.
This is a love story.
It's a love story set in Greece. My family's from Greece, originally before we came here to Michigan. So it's set on Crete this time, on one of the islands in a small village, and follows a character named Maria, who's from that village, her husband, who's also from that village, but is away on the mainland fighting the war against the Germans, and a British soldier that she finds washed up on a beach near her family's olive groves.
Okay. And talk about the significance of Crete during the war, because that's, you tell this Greek perspective isn't always told in, World War II historical fiction stories, right?
So it's after mainland Greece falls to the Germans and still continues to resist the Greek monarchy, the Greek government flees to Crete. And it's also a place where there are so many influential people in history at that time fighting there because of how important the island is. And I will leave some of those people to be a surprise, but let's just say one of them goes on to be British royalty, one of them goes on to be a pope, one of them goes on to be one of the most best-selling authors in the world, and they're all there at that time before those sort of like illustrious futures and careers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So a cast of characters, and do they all make appearances in the book?
They all make appearances in the book, and so it'll be fun to find and like it for discussions and that kind of thing. So for me, it's perfect for book clubs, perfect especially for West Michigan book clubs, perfect for lovers of historical fiction, perfect for lovers of historical romance. Anybody that's been to Greece, anybody that's been to Crete, anybody that wants to go, and anybody else too, especially book clubs, I'll say.
Okay, so especially good for book clubs. I love that so much. Talk about, your passion of your own history, right? And incorporating that into these stories. I mean, I feel like they just pour out of you.
Yeah, and it does. And so for me, it's growing up with my family being from Greece. I heard all these things about how important it was what Greece did during this time, and I ended up going through college and getting a history degree, and it was something that like every single class I took, I thought that we would hear about or that you would know about, and it wasn't out there anywhere. And I wasn't thinking about it in any other way at that point, but then I got to a certain time in my life and I was like, these stories need to be told, they need to be told by somebody, and then I figured, why not me?
Why not you?
And the reception and the entire thing has been absolutely phenomenal, and it's been a great ride so far, and continuing with Island of Ghosts and Dreams.
I love it. I love it so much. You are a beautiful writer and a wonderful storyteller. Let's talk about where people can get their hands on this book. You're making your tour before you go back out and start writing some more.
Yes. So tonight I'm getting in my car, and I'm actually, if anybody has any friends or family in the Detroit area, I'm doing an event at the Schuler Books in West Bloomfield tonight, and then I'm coming back. And so for West Michigan, for Grand Rapids, for this area on Saturday, March 7th, I believe, at 1 o'clock, I'll be at the Barnes & Noble in Woodland Mall on 28th Street. So please come see me. It'll be 1 o'clock at Barnes & Noble. On Saturday, we'll be signing books and doing all kinds of fun and cool stuff.
Wonderful. What's it like you must be getting kind of a following, particularly here in West Michigan. What's it like to engage with your readers?
The engagement is phenomenal. It's anything from people, from here to the biggest too is people that are Greek, people that share sort of a love for Greek history, where I've had people tell me, they're Greek and they didn't know about these stories, or they were Greek and they had never been proud to be Greek before then, or I've had people as far away as like Australia and New Zealand telling me about their parents and grandparents who left them their diary of during this time, and the dates of where their grandfather was matched up with where my character was, and there's been all kinds of really cool connections and really cool responses and stories and people reaching out. I
love that so much. Well, Christopher, thank you again for being here. Congratulations, book number 4. You want to meet him, you want to pick up your copy in person, this Saturday, 1 p.m. at the Barnes & Noble at Woodland Mall, completely free to attend. You want to learn more, pick up his other books, ChristopherCosmos.com.